Hi, it's Ben Strickland again with another Ray Allen Did You Know ITAM Minute. Did you know that on average 23% of all software licenses purchased by corporations are never actually used or deployed? In my personal experience, that number is actually much higher, sometimes as high as 35 to 40%. Now, you probably realize this already in your desktop and your server space already, and you probably have taken steps to mitigate this. But did you also know that the exact same thing is happening in your IT infrastructure space? Think about all your wireless access points, your switches, your routers, your security products, your collaboration products. All of these have exactly the same issues, and you may or may not actually have an ITAM practice set up around these sorts of purchases that you're making to make sure that you are taking advantage of all the software purchases that you are making. Now, why is this a problem all of a sudden? It used to be that you didn't have to worry about it. And the reason for that was it used to be that most OEMs only put about 5 to 7% of the cost of their products into the software. That meant that nobody really cared. The OEM probably left everything as honor-based. You probably didn't spend that much time paying attention to it. It was just something that kind of happened in the background. But this has changed, and this began changing about 5 years ago with the introduction of things like service-defined networks, collapsing product lines, virtual products, etc. So now, instead of 5 to 7%, it's 25, 50, sometimes 100% of the cost of each of these products is now tied up in the software, not the underlying hardware. And because of this, people are paying more attention. OEMs and manufacturers are putting on more and more enforcement. That gives you more and more opportunity to end up wasting money because you are not actually deploying and using the licenses that you have actually spent your hard-earned money to go and purchase. It also means that there's the potential of higher operational costs to make sure that the appropriate licenses get put onto the appropriate devices. And so this is where the opportunity lies. 23% of all software licenses never actually deployed or used. And let's just, for the sake of argument, say that it's even a little bit higher than that, maybe a third. There is a considerable amount of value that is potentially laying dormant in your asset install base in software licenses that you have previously purchased for older projects, didn't know that you can move them around appropriately, and there's a lot of opportunity to go back and re-harvest that value. So the question is not, how can you afford to do software asset management for your IT infrastructure space? The question is, how can you afford not to?